Ebony K. Williams is an attorney. She's like a podcaster. She's on TV. She does a lot of different things, man. You know, she made a lot of headlines last year when she said that she wouldn't date the bus driver. She said, "Does he own the bus?" And she levels up. She has a high standard for herself and all these different things, right? But she's also was advocating for women to get like artificial insemination because there's not enough good men going around. You know, she was one of these modern day women with these modern day personalities that they like to quote Bible scriptures, but they don't live by the Bible at all. They don't actually lead as a good example to women because they say that there's not a lot of good men, but there's thousands and thousands and millions of good men out there, but they just overlook them. So she was talking about women, you know, getting like in vitro or, you know, these different things to get pregnant where they can raise a child alone. If y'all don't believe me, check this out. This is what she was talking about right here.
Women are availing ourselves to all of the options that our hard work and circumstances currently afford us. And that means that single motherhood by choice is going to be an option that more and more Black women consider and even exercise. So anybody that's in their feelings about that can go ahead and start to process right now. Because Black women that have the privilege to embark upon this expensive and oftentimes lengthy process will increasingly decide to forego marriages and partnerships that do not serve us and that are not in our best interests. And now that bypassing those insufficient relationships does not have to come at the expense of motherhood, well, frankly, it's a whole new world. A world in which Black women are no longer subject to the desperation of being chose, because now we get to do the choosing. And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality of a dismally small supply of Black sperm. Because most Black women on this journey, we want to create children that look like us and that look like our families, and that means we want Black sperm. And as we heard from Reese Brooks, it's the definition of slim pickings. And sometimes that means compromising on this aspect of your journey. Now, I am extremely fortunate that I was able to secure 2 vials of Black sperm from California Cryobank when I embarked on this part of my journey last fall. But I do know that I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for single Black women who think this may be an option, either now or maybe later. Number 1, please check out Reproductive Village. It's a new Black-owned cryobank, and it's designed to help with this shortage of Black sperm. It's set to open its doors in D.C. later this year, and it will also have drop-off locations in Atlanta and Houston, Texas. And number 2, be proactive. I say go ahead and start looking right now for desirable Black sperm. You register with all 4 of the big cryobanks, and this includes California Cryobank, which I used, Seattle Sperm Bank, Fairfax Cryobank, and Zytex.
So after that video, it didn't catch a lot of steam. You know, it didn't take off the way she thought it would. So she thought that she would just copy off of Kevin Samuels. So she started to echo Kevin Samuels' rhetoric and tell women that, you know, as you age, your value goes down, and it doesn't matter how much money you got. She was telling women that they should get married out of college and they should build things. And she was promoting family, right? She was promoting family. She was telling Black women, you know, the way we're raised in our culture, we're raised wrong. We're raised to go in pursuit of education and all these different things. And then when we get older, we're looking for a husband. And she was just promoting all this kind of stuff. And she was saying this right here.
Age. Doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades. The reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year.
That statement alone has a lot of the sisterhood upset with her. Now,
you know, this thing gets real crazy because you get a lot of women that like to quote Bible scriptures, and they at church all day, falling out, praising the Lord, but they use the Bible for what they want to use it for. Like, you know, none of them really practices the Bible, like in terms of and manner in which it should be practiced. You know, I believe that this generation talks too much. A lot of people are selfish. You know, she went on to put, thank Ebony K. Williams, thank God, abundantly blessed and so excited to welcome my daughter to this world. He will give you the desires of your heart. Psalms 37:4. And again, she's using a Bible scripture to justify, you know, to justify her having the child. But she went and got artificial insemination. That's not Bible. That's not scripture. Man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know, 1 Peter 3:7 says, husbands should honor and respect their wives. Proverbs says, an ideal wife is loyal, married, capable, and strong, and is the perfect helper of the husband. Hebrews 13:4 says, marriage should be held in honor, and chastity is called for. So the problem that we have in today's time is most of this generation is selfish. Nobody's willing to put in the work. Nobody's willing to really be to do the sacrifice, the commitment, and all the work that it takes to be married. You know, marriage is not something that's promised like life and death. It's something that you got to fight for every single day, especially in a climate where black love is not popular. You know, they done took all the TV shows, married couples off TV. They socially engineering y'all to just plantation bang. Anything goes. There's no more rules. There's no more nothing. So now, who's going to be the father to these children? Because the children need dads. I mean, for years, we complained in the black community about where's the fathers? Now they promote and telling black women that there's not enough sperm, there's not enough men. Well, 2 Corinthians 6:17 says, come out from amongst them and be ye separate. So when you come out from amongst them and be ye separate, the Lord will create the perfect circumstances for you. He will create the house for you to live in. He will send the proper man for you. See, we like to do a lot of talking. I've been married for 21 years. 21 years. Because I made a choice. I asked God for something when I was locked away a long time ago and made a promise. And 21 years later, 4 kids, 6 grandkids. Because I chose to create a legacy for myself. I chose to have a high bar and begin to respect myself. And I chose to be ye separate. That's what I chose. I chose Romans 12:2. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I chose that. These people like to quote a lot of scriptures, but they ain't living by none of that stuff. It's all foolishness. It's all caught up by the ways of the world. And when I would do live streams for years, I talk about this kind of stuff. I talk about it. She's promoting black women be single mothers. Well, we already, see, remember, and saying that they already going to have a choice, right? And she said in that video that now a lot of women are going to have a choice. Well, I got news for y'all out there. These women are choosing to be single mothers. When you're out there just slanging and banging and throwing your legs up in the air with men that you know you shouldn't be with. You know most likely that this man is not going to be there with you. In our communities, man, we're raising boys that have very low standards for themselves. The bar is set very low for the boys in the communities that the men and the women are raising, that we're producing, right? So I hear the word submit. Well, women have a problem with the word submission. Well, let me explain something to you about the Bible. 1 Timothy 5:8 says, but if anyone does not provide for his own, speaking of a man, and especially for those of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever in the sight of the Most High. I'm going to say that again for a lot of you women that don't understand submission. When you hear the word submission and you get upset, you don't understand that you have to submit to your man. The Most High, the man has to submit to the Most High God. And when he's not doing, I'm going to read it again. 1 Timothy 5:8. But if anyone does not provide for his home, especially for those of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. That don't say that for the woman. It says that for the man. It says that for the man. We are all out of pocket. We're all out of pocket. And I'm tired of a lot of these women quoting, using the Bible and quoting scriptures that they ain't living by. They ain't living by. You're supposed to be separate from the world. You're supposed to come out from amongst them and be separate if you're going to quote scripture. So if you know that the world is indulging in plantation sex and banging and drugs and wilding out, you're supposed to be the separate. You're supposed to be the light in the dark room. You're supposed to be the example. You're supposed to be the shining light as to which way we should go and how we should be. That's what you should be. You're supposed to show up with your husband. Because if you can quote scripture and Bible, you're supposed to know that when I'm in the word, there's thousands of men that's in the word that's not gay, that's not running around killing, that's not doing these things, that's tailor-made for me. You're supposed to have the faith and know that they're there. These people are fake. It said many are come in my name, but many are not called. So y'all got me in my bishop mode because I'm tired of playing. Y'all play too much out there. You talk too much. A lot of people out there talking but ain't willing to do the work. So she's not willing to do the work with a man. So she gonna get artificially inseminated and bring forth a child with no daddy. And you gonna pull out the Bible? Shame on you. You're not willing to do the work, to work with a man where y'all can grow together and build and be an example for that child so that child can see a man and a woman operating together. So when it's her turn to pick a man, she understands how to do it. She understands she's trained up in the way that she should go, and she'll never depart. Oh, but we done lost all of that, huh? We done lost all of that, right? But, man, y'all got me, man. I'm so sick and tired of these people online being these thought leaders, and they ain't worth nothing. They can't be in a relationship with somebody for 5 minutes. We're just further promoting the destruction of our community, man. Me being a married man trying to raise my children around my people, sometimes, and I'm not going to do it, but I understand why some of our people just get away from our people. Because y'all don't want to change. Y'all don't want to be separate. Y'all don't want to clean yourself up. Because cleaning yourself up takes work. Y'all don't want to do the work that it takes to be better. Y'all don't want to do it. And it's hard being a father raising your children around kids whose parents are bums, trifling. You talk too much. You're selfish. I'm sick of it, man. And you get sick. You get tired. You get tired of your own people. That's why I say I love my people more than they hate themselves. And I pray to the universal creator most high that these words enough to inspire you. Because man, listen, if it wasn't for the law, I'm tired of you, a lot of you Negroes. You're bums. I don't care how much money you got. You're morally bankrupt. A lot of y'all out there, man. I'm going to cut this video short, though. A lot of people just get out here and just say anything online and people just go for it, man. I'm going to cut this video short, man. Leave your comments in the comment section. Subscribe to Street Media TV, man. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.